Hey, welcome back to the cave, Weapons Cave. I am the host of the Modelers Corner and the Modelers Hangout, Jamie Waring, also future show Social Minds. This recording or show or upload, I don't want to say show because it's not like, one of those, but this is mainly more of a, Lord, that dark light, face look real shiny. This upload here is going to be more a reaction video, and this has absolutely nothing to do with scale modeling or plastic restyling in any sense. This is dealing with some events that's going on in our nation right now, and I just want to get out my opinion about some things about a certain topic right now. And I'm pretty sure you guys would think, oh boy, here it comes. Well, this is one of the purposes of social networking and YouTube to, voice your opinion about certain things. And this also is going to tie into my show, Social Minds. Now, this one, I'm not bringing out any statistics. I'm not bringing out any reports right now. But I am talking. I am commenting and giving my opinion to the response my response dealing with the Michael Ferguson shooting, or the Officer Darren Williams shooting of Michael Ferguson in St. Louis, Missouri, or Missouri, excuse me, Michael Brown, shooting of Darren Williams of Michael Brown. Okay, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I've been watching this thing here since it actually happened last week, and everything that's gone down, the protesting, the looting, the smoke bombs, the rubber bullets. Okay, now I am not here to offend anybody. I'm here to give my opinion, which is my right. If people describe, that's your right. If people decide to, like last go around, I don't want to bother with this dude, that's your right. I mean, this thing has this social network has millions upon millions of people, and I'm sure anyone who decides to delete or de-describe, there will be five to replace, because this right here is dealing with a social event, and one of the controversies and tragedies in our nation, as you know, American citizens. I myself am an American citizen, and I don't consider myself African American because I'm not an African. Yes, I believe the F word is that because that aggravates me. I'm an American. I don't have African descent, fine, grooming and dandy, and I joke around and say I'm not black. I'm more of a light pecan, like I said last night's hangout. But okay, we're gonna get down to it, and I don't know how long it's gonna take. Maybe an hour, maybe 30 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. I don't know. I know I just want to get my rant out, and I'll be good. But anyway, okay. Okay. Now, the first 4 days they had protesting. In those 3 days of those four, there was looting. There wasn't any rioting, because riot, when you run around and cause mass chaos. There wasn't any rioting. There was looting of Walmart, Quick Tip, and a gas station that was burned down. Lord, these Negroes. But okay. Now that, of course, we all know, breaking the law is breaking the law. Looting someone else's property and their store, that is completely and utterly wrong, because you're taking out your frustration and your anger on someone who has nothing to do with the situation or the tragedy, and you are trespassing, you are breaking and entering, you are violating, you are just making a complete mess of the situation. And people's stores who are there to make to make business, supply, or provide for the family, that's completely unnecessary. And I am completely, throwing it out there right now, I am completely against that. Looting in any way, shape, fashion, or form. I know some people may think, oh, black people, when they get mad, oh, they just riot and loot, and all of them do the same thing. Not all of us think the same. Just like most people make fun of me because, I don't talk like most black folks. I don't act like most black folks. That's because I'm just me. I'm an independent individual. And yes, I talk intellectually because I love talking properly, per se, and I love to enunciate. But anyway, all black folks don't think the same. All black folks don't act the same. Some black folks are more aggressive than others, and that's just dealing with people. Right now, let's just put it out there. I'm not gonna pull any punches. I'm not gonna walk around the mulberry bush. Most black folks are not the same. Some are more aggressive than others. Some are more compassionate. Some are more genteel. Some are more, considerate. But dealing with a situation like this, and dealing with centuries of mistreatment, of discrimination, of brutality, especially in the last, let's just say the last 5 decades. You know what I mean? Yes, things haven't gotten better. Anybody say it hasn't, that's a damn lie. Things haven't gotten better for my people, because I'm talking in general for my people right now. As far as black folks, I mean, that's just plain what it is. And if you want to, delete. If you want to subscribe. I really don't care at this point in time. But my main thing is, when the looting starts, okay, fine. Bring in the police, make sure it doesn't happen. But to bring out SWAT, to bring out Army ready soldiers, you know what I mean, as the police to bring out military equipment, to bring out military vehicles and have snipers on the roof of the vehicle ready to take somebody out, that is completely uncalled for. Hell, if you're going to do it, you know what I mean? And, okay, and then Mr. Captain Johnson, this to me is just a figurehead, because when the violence started, where were you? You're out talking in the daytime press conferences, it's a new day, blah, 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 and marching. That's great, you know what I mean? Because you need somebody to be able to communicate with the people for. That's a black dude, fine, whatever. I mean, you do what you do, So his job is to make sure he can communicate better, to kind of keep people calm, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and at first, it was going pretty well in the daytime. But at nighttime, where are you? At nighttime, when you are really needed to tell people, okay, listen, we are here to protest peacefully for the most part. Not to say you can't voice your opinion by all means. That's the whole point of the protest. That's your Second Amendment right. You know what I mean? Or First Amendment. We ain't gonna even. I got the amendments on my door, and I should know this, but I'm kind of flustered right now. That's your right. You know what I'm saying? By the Constitution, all right. That's your right. But at the same time, but to try to quiet the people that aren't looting, that aren't being ignorant, that's completely uncalled for. And I know they say, okay, and I know at the same time, when you're in the midst, it's kind of hard to this is a word that I get stuck on because I talk with a heavy tongue. To differentiate, I know I don't want to say it, but I heavy tongue. But to separate who's who, I understand that can be a challenge. But by all means, that's completely understandable. Okay, but if you know the looting is being done of certain stores, instead of standing and stopping people from walking, why it would make more sense, my personal opinion, to stand in front of the store so the looters can't go in front of the store. That's common sense. And I know there's some of you guys are officers, ex-officers, ex-military, and you say, well, blah, blah, blah. We're all about opinions here. But from a reason standpoint, you know what I mean? Because I'm a pretty intellectual dude, you know what I mean? It would be more beneficial, and to keep things safe and to keep property to be, from being vandalized, it would make more sense to have the police in front of the stores, keeping that safe, versus stopping people from protesting. Because if the looters can't get to the store, the looters aren't going to loot. It's like practical sense, but they had their orders, smoke bomb the protesters, stop them from talking. Okay, fine. Now we're at day what? Day 7? Now, two things. Now, curfew from 12 to 5. Nobody can be outside. Ask people's right to be outside. Once again, you're stepping over people's constitutional rights. Now you can't come outside and protest. Okay, fine. Then they go ahead and release the autopsy report this morning. The dude was shot 6 times. Six times. 2 were grazes, 4 were accident entry wounds. Right? Then they say, of course, the news media, especially Fox or biased networks all over the nation, the curfew was done because of that. Well, no, because the autopsy report was released 2 hours after the curfew was stated by Mr. Nixon, Mr. J. the Governor J. Nixon, who I remind you, in '92 he was the Attorney General, and he voted to keep the schools segregated. That's a little biased if you ask my personal opinion. Okay, fine, everybody gets opportunity to revamp and get things straight so that your tail won't get voted out. But anywho, that's just a reminder. But he goes says and implements the curfew. Okay, fine, well and dandy, all right. But as soon this morning after more releases of the autopsy was released. Oh, and I'm watching, and I watch all the news networks, right? Because they're all back to back on my cable here. So I'm going back and forth, back and forth. But the main one I watch is it was one particular channel. I'm saying it, Fox. And the first thing Fox says, well, we don't know if the person who performed the autopsy, because this is a preliminary autopsy that the family had done, a private one, because the state, well, the federal, that's going to be third, the state's first. They're not releasing the autopsy, which could have been released on the very first day, but intentionally it wasn't done. And people are saying we don't know why. Okay, let's just be blunt and throw it out there. It's not being released because, for one, we want to get our story straight. That's another reason why the tape of Micheal Brown was released 5 days later. We want to get our story straight. We want to make sure everything, try to minimize, collateral damage here. So the autopsy wasn't released. Okay, fine. So the family has a right to know if the child suffered, how many times he was shot. The family has a right to do that via the Freedom of Information Act. We all know that. Okay, so after that was done, right afterwards, okay, the first thing you try to do is once again diminish the guy's character, diminish him, even in death, even during, while he's being shot. Well, we don't know if he was running forward, if he was turning around. Okay, 6 bullet wounds. Okay, for one, 2 were to the head. One went through the head, one went through the cheek. The one that went through the head went through his cheek, went through the sternum. Obviously, you were like this. A guy 6 foot tall, 200 some odd change, 30 feet away. If you're already running away, you get grazed on your arm by one of the bullet wounds, spins you. Okay, I done got shot. Let me turn my black behind around. Okay, dude, I'm done. I surrender. 35 feet away, pow, pow, pow. You going down, you still getting shot, pow, pow, pow. That's the one that killed him. You know what I mean? Because, the damage to the body, you automatically go, you black out, and then, you pass away. Sorry to say. But the thing that just bothers me, it's just like relentless. Okay, granted, and this is a fact that everybody's got to know, the tape that they released showing Micheal Brown, allegedly Micheal Brown inside the Quick Tip, stealing cigarillos, which we all know they're used for, whatever. And even doing that, they tried to diminish the man's character. Okay, fine, the man was a thief. He's tried to steal, he stole something. There's no excuse for that. You know what I mean? Because in all honesty, if he hadn't done that, he would have still been alive today. Granted, fine. And once he was walking out, he pushed the guy out of the way. He pushed the owner out of his way. You don't stop. He pushed him out of the way. That goes from theft to strong arm robbery. Okay, fine. That's a felony. That's a felony. They say it is lawful that once that is committed, the officer has a right to use deadly force. Okay, fine. Not a problem. Hey, sometimes it's needed, right? So, but still, once you stop, and they even stated beforehand, what happened in the store had nothing to do with him being stopped. They said that initially, but now they're saying, okay, change the story up again. Now this is the reason why we stopped him. Oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I apologize. Oh, excuse me. It's time to eat something. But anyway, okay. But even doing that, okay, and somebody on Fox has now said, well, we don't know if, because everything has been released, people have to judge if he was a singer or he's a hoodlum. Why he got to be a hoodlum? Oh, he's a Negro in the hood. He's a hoodlum. All right, and I know the stigma of most black people in the hood. We all know what the stigmas are. You in the hood, you a hoodlum, you a thug, you a gangster, blah, blah, blah. Fine and dandy, fine, all well and dandy, because some stereotypes, that's why they're stereotypes, because some of it is true. Durr! Okay, but regardless if this dude was a hoodlum or a saint, he did not deserve to die. Even if you popped him a couple times in the arm or the leg, you had to stop him, he's a felon, he just committed a felony, fine, all well and dandy. But to keep on shooting, shoot him to his death, and then to leave him out there in the street for 4 hours, that's a bit much. You know what I mean? Nobody came, tried anything. Okay, this dude's dead. Okay, whatever. Nobody came. Let's get the man out of the damn street. 4 hours he laid there in the sun, baking, dead. It just shows once again a lack of empathy, a lack of some type of humanity for. We just gonna throw it out there. Another black man, because he's not the first. I'm not gonna go down the list because There's 92 something people that, no, 25 that has died since 92 of police, brutality or, shot or killed by police. There's more, but I'm just, 25 on the top of my head. Michael Dunn, Eric Grimes, Eric Dunn, uh, um, uh, McBride, um, of course, we all know Trayvon Martin, and once again here, Mr. Micheal Brown. And sorry, but they're all black, and that's just the way it is. Like it or not, that's the way it is. And the way they were murdered, of course, there was no justice for the family, no type of, okay, this person's gonna, have a consequence to what he did. Of course not, by no means. But only Renisha McBride last week, because she got shot in the face. All she did was open her. I mean, she was drunk. Yeah, she was drunk under the influence. She wrecked the car. 4 o'clock in the morning, knocked on her door. Bam, 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 bam. The dude, I can't remember the goofball's name. Like the dude, he gets up. The hell with the cell phone now. The hell with calling a cop. I'm afraid while I'm woken up, somebody's banging on my door. Banging. He said he's never heard nothing like that in his life. Now, if you 3 times under the legal limit, you know what I mean, and you're a girl, your strength is not really gonna be all that strong to bang. I mean, understand you knocking to get attention, but bang to scare this guy. Okay, fine. He woke up. But it wasn't enough to say, okay, I don't believe my personal opinion. It wasn't enough to make him feel he's never heard anything that terrifying in his life. That's why he got up. BS. But enough to wake him up, by all means. So he gets up, forgets the cell phone, but grabs his shotgun now, opens his door. There's a screen door on the door. Opens his door, pulls up the shotgun, and blows her face clean off. I mean, he was found guilty on all 3 counts, which is finally some justice, finally. And being a black man, I'm not going to say biased, and at the same time, I'm not completely, I'm not oblivious to say, okay, look, there is some discrimination going on. And to sit here and say there is no racism in America, that is a lie. Racism is alive and well. As many times as I've heard nigger, 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 nigger on YouTube, just for this event here alone, I was astounded, just like, oh my God. I mean, I know people are racist and, they hate black folks. Like, Jesus Christ, they actually say it like that? Damn. And at the same time, there's some black folks that hate white people. Yeah, of course. I mean, there's racism on both sides, but some people would argue you can't be prejudiced against, like, they say black folk can't be prejudiced against white people, you know what I mean, because there was no persecution, there was no slavery on that end, but in the reverse, there was, so, but I'm not here to debate that. On my own, I'm just here to just voice my opinion. Just the blatant biasness of certain medias to try to spin it, and regardless in any fashion, after the tape was released, after the videotape was released, after the death, after the autopsy, to still make it seem like he was this thug, he was this bad, terrible person. The boys about to start college the next day after he died. You know what I mean? Not to say that it made him, because he was not innocent. By no means, he stole something. He stole cigarette rolls at the store. That's not being innocent. You broke the law. You know what I mean? So he should have got arrested, but should have took to court and go through the process. By all means. But how blatant it is that they show their biases on the media is just completely, it's bewildering. It's like, wow, I mean, you people are actually so hateful that you will still make this person look bad even after death. And the looting that's going on right now, that went on again, last night, is instead of tear gassing protesters and putting a curfew on protesters and stopping them for their amendment right to be able to protest and speak their opinion, instead of gassing them and shooting them with rubber bullets and arresting them and the media, because certain media is Al Jazeera, not Mike Hayes, Chris Hayes, and 2 other journalists, they were arrested just for being in the area, you know what I mean? Because they told Chris Hayes, if you come back here again, we're going to mace you. Damn. So, and to a certain degree, it's not just discrimination against black people. It's like, okay, we have an agenda. We're here to stop people from watching us. We're here to stop people from protesting. Instead of stopping the protesters who have a right to protest, why don't you stop the looters? Why don't you go and stand in front of the damn stores with your military riot gear and SWAT team and sniper rifles and military vehicles? Why don't you stand in front of the stores to stop the stores? If you're so concerned about the stores, why don't you stand in front of those areas to stop the looters from going into the stores? But if the agenda is, well, we really need that to happen so that, we can say this is why we're here. And then they talk about bringing out the National Guard. Well, sweet Marianas. Once again, we back to the 60s. Fine, because some one, activists from back in the day, civil rights activists, we haven't seen National Guard since back in the day when they tried to stop us from voting, when they tried to stop us from marching, when they tried to stop us, when they used to set their dogs on us, when they used to shoot us with the firing rules, when they used to literally gun us down the street. Bloody Sunday, Bloody Sunday. The song came from the kids marching on that bridge. You know what I mean? We have a right to vote. We want to go to school. I mean, we have a right to vote. They killed those kids. You know what I mean? On that bridge. But anyway, it's just people, and don't get me wrong, there's no excuse for it, and at the same time, but the reason for it is all the built-up anger, all the built-up frustration that the black community, that we do, the owners, African American, whatever, so PC, I don't care, whatever, how you want to state it, the frustration and built-up that's there, so okay, that's the release, okay, let me rage out here for a second. And one more thing before I go. I know it's 20 minutes, you want to watch it. Thank you for everybody who watched and everybody who will comment, because I know I have some comments. May have very few views, because I know there's not a lot of people can relate, but there are a lot of people who understand, and I know there's some people in this community who are not biased, who are not racist, and at the same time, it's thrown out there there's some that are. I may not know them, but they're out here, because I've been called certain things in the community for the most part. But anyway, but to keep saying there's chaos and there's violence, listen, looting is looting. Violence, definition of violence, when somebody is in bodily harm, when somebody's hurt. There has not been any violence. The only now people have shot. Now they say there hasn't. They say it was shooting at the police. If people were shooting at the police, there wouldn't be any tear. There wouldn't be any rubber bullets. People will be on their back dead. People will be in the hospital from gunshots. That has not happened. So I do believe that people have been shooting in the air. Because black folks, we do that when we're from. Let's shoot in the air. Jackasses. That's not smart. That is so utterly stupid. But there are ignorant elements in the midst of people who are trying to do something positive and spread a message and just use their freedom of speech. So, but violence is when people are being hurt, just point blank period. There hasn't been any violence, so for the media to keep putting this violence in Ferguson violence. But that's what's done to perpetuate the aggression to let's go in and stop them from doing what they're doing. There isn't no damn violence. There's looting. There's been looting. There's been protesting. Point blank period. But that's that biasness that really aggravates me. Now, this is not the actual Social Mind show, but this is just a premise of it. Anybody that wants to comment, anybody that wants to ask any questions, anybody that wants to subscribe, anybody who wants to subscribe, you want to hit the dislike button, hit the dislike button, because I'm pretty sure I'll get some of that as well. But I'm not here for that. I'm here to voice my opinion, and at the same time I'm here to give other people the opportunity to voice their opinion. But this is just basically a premise of what I will be doing. No, it won't be as aggressive as this, because I'm a little teed off, and we'll have more of a better format. But I just had to get this out of here, because it's just so aggravating to see how it's portrayed on our media. Our media is so filtered and biased. It's just incredible. But at the same time, to see the facts actually portrayed. And now one more thing, the place they call it, the headquarters of where people were protesting at the Quick Trip, that was, the damn thing was burnt down, I'm sorry to say, but it was the main stage for people to come and protest, for people to hold their press release meetings. Now they've got that barricade on, telling people you can't even protest here. Well, damn, how many more places you gonna tell people where they can't protest? I mean, when you take a first look at the situation, you think, is this Iraq? Is this Afghanistan? Dear Lord, I mean, is this Syria? Because I mean, you take a glance and you just look at when you look, it's like, damn, what the hell? Because all the chaos that is, that looks like that is going on. Because I mean, when you have people shooting the gas cannons and shooting the rubber bullets, people are going to flee. They're going to run. So it does look like it's mass chaos going on. But that's portrayed to give everything a bad spin. And I said it once before, and I'll say it again: will the carnage end? You know what I mean? And I know people say, well, if you stop killing each other, look, this ain't about that. We'll talk about that here in the other shows. This ain't about that right now. We're talking about Micheal Brown. We're talking about how the process is going. They didn't release the autopsy until, they haven't even released the official autopsy. I mean, the official autopsy, the coroner for the state, they haven't released that. The autopsy that was released was a private preliminary autopsy done by the family. Whatever, you know what I mean? We do what we got to do, because we will get crapped on, you know what I mean? We will get pushed back to the back. This is how it's done, and the world is shit. Yeah, we've seen it before, but it's been a blind eye, or I don't care, that's them, where it doesn't bother me. But this, I'm glad it's being portrayed so widely because this is how it's done. This is how we are treated. Yes, as far as our discrimination, this is how it's done. Yes, other people have discrimination. By all means, all races, all walks of life. But right now, we talk about the case of Micheal Brown, the jackass who stole the cigarillos to burn one, but died in the process. All you had to do was pay for it, dude. If he had paid for his cigarillos instead of stealing them, this dude would be alive. But no matter what, it was not justifiable to kill this boy. And he's a boy. He's 18 years old. He's still a big boy. He was a boy. No, he wasn't a gentle giant because pushing that store out the way, that wasn't so gentle. But anyway, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean this rain here to last this long. But I felt like I had to get it out. I had to get off my chest, and that's it. This is basically a premise to the to my show, Social Minds. No, it won't be as far as me, it won't be as but I'm just a little frustrated, I'm a little teed off because how they're handling the process. But there'll be more of a format. There'll be more of an issue being pushed. It's not an agenda, but you know, there'll be more of a platform, a better platform, more of a format. This is what we're talking about. A, B, and C. My opinion, my facts, the reports. What do you guys think? And that'll be that. But as far as that, I just had to get this off my chest. I thanks anybody for watching, anybody for commenting, and hopefully we'll see you guys next time here on the show. Like I said, baby, deuce line, say it 2 times. Later.